Hey folks, this is Nathan Shepker here from Top Fly Guide Service, here to show you how to do a stack mend. This is great to get our fly line upstream of our flies at the beginning of our drift after a water load. So let's go ahead and get down the river and I'll show you how it's done. So after we've made our water load cast, we have to mend our fly line, right? So you can do the traditional over the top mend, picking up your line up off the water, waiting for it to get down here, picking up off the water and get it behind the flies, or you can do what's called the stack mend. It's much like a roll cast, except we're not going to be as powerful. I hate using the word power, but that's the best way to describe it. So I'm going to cast it upstream, use my water load cast to cast upstream. And as it's coming at me, I'm going to come up and over the top and mend that line up above it. So you're going to see that indicator kind of pop up out of the water, which is good because our flies land upstream of the indicator every time we make a water load cast. Well, the top of the water column is moving faster than the bottom, so our flies are at a disadvantage of sinking already. So that mend, that little pop in the indicator with that mend gets the indicator up above the flies and allows them a chance to sink. One of the biggest things I see when stack mending is the same as a roll cast actually. People stop too high. In order for the fly line to go forward, we need to come back. Just like Indiana Jones whipping his whip. He doesn't stop right here, right, to whip somebody or something. He comes back in order to go forward. So another trick, once you get that down, as the line's coming at you, you mend, you can get another trick. You can throw your fly line, you spay casters might get this really quickly. You throw your line upstream and you bring the slack line down to the side, so that gives you a chance to mend immediately. So here's another look at our stack mend. So I want to water load cast this. Start there, cast back upstream. As it's coming at me, I'm going to come up over the top of my head at my 10 o'clock position and mend. Notice that indicator popped in the water. It allows my flies a chance to sink. Now my indicator is behind my flies. I can make the rest of the drift. Like I said before, it's the same motion as our roll cast. I'm going to cast upstream. So a roll cast, right, is like this. That mend is just lighter. So when we start getting a little bit more comfortable with it, like I said, you spay casters are going to kind of understand this better. I want to cast upstream, bring the slack line to the side, like almost like an anchor point. That way I can mend immediately instead of waiting for that line to come at me. This is a little bit faster water, but if you're in slower water, a lot of times what happens is with that water load is that you have to wait a long time for that bobber to come at you and you can't get your mend in right away. So I'm going to cast upstream, bring the slack line down to the side, that way I can mend immediately. Some of the biggest mistakes I see is that, like before, people don't come back far enough. They stop here at 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock, excuse me. So watch what happens when I do that. I just come straight up, just sending that wave down the hose like you're trying to get that kink out of the hose. So what I have to do is make sure that I come back. I have to come back in order to send that energy forward. I cast it upstream. I'll come all the way back up over my head to here, stop at 10 o'clock, and then I can mend. Now my fly line is all behind it. Now I can just maintain that with normal mends. So make sure to follow our YouTube channel at Top Fly Guide Service. Give us a like on Instagram and Facebook, and tight lines out there, fellas.